Is your life going according to plan?
What if I told you that there's more to it? That there are benefits and resources from heaven that are available to help you in this life, and you've never heard about them? Are you curious? Well, join Gordon Merrill as he digs deeper into making heaven real in this life.
Welcome back to Making Heaven Real as we present messages from Jeanette. This time, Jeanette says, when we came into this world, we knew nothing from our past lives in this current human suit. You have, however, heard of the Akashic records in your soul's past. It is true that we have certain characteristics and subtle factors that we're going to have to deal with, that we're presented with throughout our existence. All of this will help us shape our soul accordingly. Robert Schwartz in his book suggests that we need to discover the real meaning of the life you planned before you were born. For us, we've discussed this frequently in the context of the example heaven has presented to us several times, comparing our soul's journey to a college degree. If we expand on this example, your Akashic record could be compared to your permanent record in the registrar's office, reflecting all the classes you've taken, including your progress, accomplishments in each. But it would also contain details of consultations with your academic advisor, mapping out for you the classes needed for completing your degree. Just like these discussions were not made without your input or without your consultation, your plans for this class, this lifetime, was not made without you. Jeanette goes on to say what we're really talking about here is patterns. What's happening is there are layers of patterns that are happening around you which will help you to learn things like restraint, order, clearing chaos, things that will help you have a more cohesive existence. At least that's the hopeful remedy for each lifetime. But there are people who will struggle with this throughout their entire life. It's more because they come from a primal brain. Now, that's not a derogatory remark in any way. It's a descriptive one. Primal brain represents as being that of fear, and when you don't push through your fear. The primal brain takes you back to the caveman existence. Fear the saber-toothed tiger, for instance. It's that fear that puts you in a fight or flight stance that some people continue to live through. And some of this could be from your conditioning, how you grew up, how you were taught or trained. Some of it could be the environment that you're living in currently. Some of this also comes from the past circumstances of your previous lifetimes, past or present. We have the indigo children, we have the star children, and we have the crystal children, and now we have the bridge keepers. The bridge keepers will teach. This is a new round, a new generation that will teach, finally, a gentleness and awareness that will hold out our hands to the entire human race. Not the races, but all of humanity. A sense of appreciating the culture, getting past the color of the skin and acknowledging the person, or better yet, the spirit. A new way of looking at lands as opportunity to grow and learn from each other instead of being fearful. Rising up. There will be no more need for fear when the people have enough. But as long as there are those who do not have enough, there will always be a sense of fear. That utopian state that we've been talking about here isn't impossible. Regrettably, under today's circumstances, it seems it would be possible. But currently it's impossible. It's not impossible when the land opens up and becomes more generous with its neighbors. I was blessed with a trip to Alaska. Even after having lived a couple of past lives there, it was good to visit the land and feel the pull of the land and the water with their peace, calm, and serenity. You don't have to be a current or past life member of the local indigenous people to appreciate the love, connection, and reverence they have for the land, the mountain, and the water around them. Going back to this place and breathing the air, listening to the stillness, and feeling the pull in my chest brought about a stillness, a release, a healing that was long overdue, and not within reach in the fast-paced society here in the lower 48. This significantly highlighted the need of bridge keepers to educate and show the way to a better future. Jeanette says, so we were talking about patterning and positioning our lifetimes to help people work out of their fight or flight primitive brain. That would be called the primal part of the brain, which is also known as the mid-cortex. It's a reptilian part of the brain that is very much fight or flight, and many people are stuck in this area. We had hoped that this would be the generation that would get us past that, get us past the need for guns. The generation are growing much slower than what was anticipated. It just feels to the guardians in heaven that for some reason the people are being held down by a force of fear. The guardians are trying to teach, trying to bring out the message that a person's belief system is much stronger than the fear of reaction or their reactive fear. The more people that stand up and refuse to go inside their fear, but rather literally face their fear, the less these incidences will occur. There should not even be a reason to lock doors or windows, but yet we understand the certain circumstances of our existence in this present day do require such things. But we would have thought that we would have been past that by this point. So the next round is going to be up to the bridge keepers. Robert Schwartz says that when he reflected on how he had planned his lifetime, healing, peace, joy, and beauty replaced fear, anger, resentment, and old wounds. It is somewhat consoling to know, no matter how devastating the current situation, you would never have planned anything for yourself that would be destructive or unproductive. The best part is you have help. Your spirit team, angels and archangels, are ready to bring heavenly equity on demand. This week, in reflecting what we've talked about on this episode, two archangels come to mind. Archangel Michael, helping humanity move beyond survival consciousness and into spiritual courage. Archangel Raphael, supporting the emergence of the bridge keepers through healing, cooperation, wellness, and stewardship of the earth. This week, our prayer and mantra will be, Archangel Michael, help me release fear and walk in courage, truth, and purpose. Archangel Raphael, heal my heart, my mind, my relationships, and my connection to the earth. Help me become a bridge keeper, one who chooses understanding over judgment, service over selfishness, and hope over fear. And so it is. Humanity's next step is not greater power, but greater cooperation. By overcoming fear and embracing our shared responsibility for one another and the earth, we become the bridge keeper to a better future. The future heaven intended for all of us. When we do our part, we make heaven real in this life, here and now.
We hope you learned something new about God's love and His resources during our time together. Please like and subscribe so you don't miss out. You can find our social media links and our contact info in the show notes. When you're commenting, please reference the episode number. Join us next time as we again search out the ways of making heaven real in this life with Gordon Merrill.